Okay, welcome guys to session 1 of online Zoom recordings. Mum, can you hear me? Just give me a thumbs up in the corner. We have Mum as my first participant on the thing. So this is a bit of a trial run for us all. So I know some of you might be trying to set up Zoom and things at the minute. So if you do have any trouble with the setting up of this, please let me know and I can guide you as best I can with my tech knowledge through it. But also please do feedback if you've managed to kind of jump on these live or as a recording. Let me know kind of sound wise or space wise or anything that you kind of want, different levels that you kind of want me to cover. Today I'm just going to kind of do a general mixed level session. So please just go with what you can, particularly those of you that are working with injuries and stuff at the minute. Please do respect what we've kind of tweaked for you modification wise. If something isn't feeling right, then please don't do it. You know, do look after yourselves, be sensible. I will over the next few days be trying to do at least a session a day. So I'll try and cover some more gentle rehabilitation stretch stuff, some stronger, playful, arm balancy, rockety things as well. Obviously I can't kind of teach you through the screen here, so I'm just going to kind of do a self practice and guide you through that with me. But I hope you're all holding up okay at home. You know, this is enabling us to find little silver linings of being creative with things that we can do and reaching further afield with yoga, and there's no reason why we have to stop doing things like this. It's actually, I think it's really important, particularly in these kind of times of uncertainty and turbulence, that we find these moments of grounding and routine as well, and getting to move our bodies and to stretch and stay strong. Please also do get outside. You know, we are not prisoners to our house. Do make sure you find some sunshine and some daylight and eat well when you can, and take the opportunity to sleep and to read books and to write the book you've always said you were going to write, and find all those creative little ideas that we can do in this time of kind of being a little bit more still, which I think in hindsight will seem like a bit more of a gift than we feel it is at the minute. Please do let me know if I can help with anything at all, or any guidance that I can offer to you. So find a mat and find a space. If you don't have a mat, that's fine too. Yeah, and let's find our breath as well. Okay, so Mum, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Is that still good? Lovely, good. Okay, so we're going to start cross-legged or seated, however feels best to be sat for you. Just bring the hands to the knees and just roll your shoulders down your back a couple of times. Just get the chest space feeling nice and open. So either closing the gaze, closing the eyes, or just keeping the gaze low. Okay, so just finding a nice full breath coming through the nose and into the lower belly. Bringing in that slight ujjayi sound to your breath, where we have that slight lift of the soft palate of the throat. It's going to bring that sort of sense of grounding to your breath, that more audible tone to the breath. And if you've been in my classes recently, we've been working on that IAP, that intra-abdominal pressure from your breath. So we can use our hands to guide the breath, or just bring your focus. And we'll start with the focus coming into the lower belly. So either placing hands there, or again, just focus to breathe that real lower part of the abdomen. That space between sit bones and pubic bone wants to be moving every time you inhale. So feeling the expansion as you inhale. Have a moment to pause and hold that intra-abdominal pressure in the body. And then as you exhale, feel that space drawing in and slightly up as the pelvic floor lifts in. Nice long, slow breaths. When you bring in that ujjayi sound to your breath, it should slow it down slightly too. Okay, the second area that we want to focus into, so either with hands or focus, is to the side ribs. So just placing the hands around the lower part of your rib cage, around the waistline. And you want to feel the breath now moving as sideways, or as wide as you can. So really try and keep the shoulders down on this one. So this isn't a big shoulder lift. Shoulders stay down, the neck stays relaxed. Imagine you're trying to burst out of a corset every time you inhale. And as you exhale, you're tightening it back in again. Okay, the third space that we want to breathe into is into the back ribs. So you can just place the back of one hand into the kind of rib cage area of your back. If we can reach, and taking a couple of big breaths, so try and physically move that space with your breath. Press the ribs into your hand as you inhale. And make sure you are still also breathing into that lower belly and the side ribs as well. And then just take the hands back to the knees, but try and still find that full feeling of your breath, that full IAP, intra-abdominal pressure from the breath. And when we breathe fully with the diaphragm and that full capacity of your lungs, it allows our nervous system to rebalance back into that sort of parasympathetic side, that sort of rest and digest feeling. It's allowing any tensions or anxieties in the body just to start to calm down and feel a little bit more grounded. Similarly, when we're breathing through the nose, that also will connect a little bit easier with the nervous system to rebalance. It slows down the breath quite naturally and takes pressure away from your neck when you breathe. When we breathe through the throat, the neck muscles have to engage. So keeping the breath through the nose can be a little bit more calming. And also gives us a natural filter through the air as well. So obviously in current times, that's going to give us a little extra bonus to breathe through the nose. Nasal breathing is really important. Okay, just taking another 2 big full rounds of breath. Okay, just blinking the eyes open. We're just going to send your right leg out to the side of you. Just keep the left heel tucked in towards you. Okay, right hand out to the side, just in line with your hip. Okay, and a little bit further away from your body. As you inhale, reach the left arm up. So this arm lifts the side of the ribs. As you exhale and reach across towards the right. So now as you're breathing, really try to feel that left side of your rib cage move with your breath. You can physically send your breath to the ribs. Keep this top palm facing the floor, so you're almost wrapping your shoulder blade around the rib cage. Your armpit turns towards your cheek slightly. Give this pinching into the shoulder or the neck, just bring the arm forwards. Otherwise, as you inhale, try and lift the breastbone further towards the ceiling, so you create more space. And then as you exhale, lean further over towards the right. From here, completely let your head relax. We bring the top floating arm to reach back behind you. So turn the palm to face almost to the ceiling and then reach the wrist away from your shoulder. So you want to feel this stretch coming almost through the fingertips, right through the arm and through this side of your chest. So really pull that left arm away from the torso and let the head completely hang heavy, jaw is relaxed. Then we're bringing in neck release from here. So you're just going to turn this floating palm to face the floor. Hand just lower than the shoulder line and stretch the fingers open so the bones of the hands are open here. Again, reach the wrist away from the body and keep the feeling of the chest staying open. So just be aware if you've started to collapse forwards a little bit, just roll that shoulder back so that the chest feels nice and broad and you reach the arm away from the neckline. Completely let the weight of your head drop and the jaw stay relaxed. So the hinge of your jaw is loose. As you next exhale, just let the chin come forwards towards your chest and then roll yourself back up to the center. And we're just going to take that to the other side. So just bring that right leg in and send the left leg out to the side of you. Left hand raises rest of the floor out to your left side and right arm lifts up to lengthen the side of the ribs. As you exhale, reach across to the side. So again, maybe keeping the arm slightly further forwards is more comfortable for the shoulder. Otherwise, as you inhale, try and reach the breastbone to rotate towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, reach further across to the side. Let's open out those ribs. Again, just feeling that rib cage physically move as you breathe. So we've got these tiny little intercostal muscles that wrap around the bones of the ribs that our breath can stretch to give our lungs a little bit more room to breathe deeper. Just try and feel into that. We're bringing the chest release, so your arm is going to reach back behind you, palm faces the ceiling, and drag the wrist away from the body as the head hangs heavy away from it. Feel the stretch come across this right side of the pecs. So if you've been feeling a little bit tense, or you've been working in an office or driving loads, this space around the front of the shoulder into the chest can get really, really tight. So give it a nice little bit of time, a couple of really big full breaths, bringing that full IAP feeling to your breath. And then we're bringing in the neck release, so palm faces the floor and just below the shoulder line. Stretch the fingers open nice and wide, and just be aware again, keeping the rest of the spine nice and tall here, so chest feels open, head is completely heavy and jaw is relaxed. So you can just alter where your arm is or where your head is if you need to, until you kind of feel that peak or the sweet spot of the stretch that's running down the neck. When you have it, just take another full round of breath. And as you next exhale, roll the chin towards your chest, and then bring yourself back up straight again. Good, roll the shoulders down, hopefully feeling a little bit more space around the neckline. Okay, come onto your backs, we're going to work into abdominals. You can't get away from my abdominal work, even in quarantine, sorry. So we're going to start with the feet on the floor for option number one. Okay, we're going to interlace the hands around the back of your head. I really want your palms to hug into the back of the skull. Elbows point up towards the ceiling. So if you can't see me, I'll just try to guide you as best I can through this. So really try and connect your lower back into the floor. So press into the feet slightly so you feel your tailbone slightly tuck and the lower back imprint into your mat. Just stay where you are and take a full breath. So again, you connect into lower belly, side ribs, and back ribs. Okay, so stay where you are, take a big breath in. Hold that inhale in the body and think just slightly tucking the tailbone. Then as you exhale, point the elbows towards the ceiling as you lift the head and shoulders up away from the mat. Keep the neck completely relaxed and pull the belly button down to the spine. Inhale, take the head back to the floor. Hold the breath, just nudge the lower back into the mat again if it's lifted, and then as you exhale, lift the head and shoulders up away from the mat, belly pulls down to the spine. Inhale, take the head to the floor. Press the lower back down. Exhale lifts you up as belly pulls down to the spine. Inhale, head to the floor. Okay, if you have any lower back kind of tricky stuff going on, then keep the feet on the ground. Otherwise, bring the legs up to 90 degrees and try and activate your toes so the toes fan open slightly. Keeping lower back connected to the floor. Take a big breath in where you are. Again, as you exhale, lift the head and shoulders up. Use the points of the elbows to scoop the shoulder blades. You pull the lower belly down. Inhale, bring the head to the ground. Exhale, lifting head and shoulders up, belly pulls down. See if you can activate your glutes as well. So squeeze through the buttocks slightly as you lift. Inhale, head to the floor. We're bringing twisting abs. So exhale, lift the head and shoulders up again. Just pause where you are. So keep the head and shoulders floating. Take another big breath in. Then as you exhale, bring your elbows towards your right knee as you straighten the left leg forwards. This left leg stays right 3 foot away from the floor so you can keep your lower back on the ground. Inhale, come back to the center. As you exhale, bring the elbows to your left knee as you straighten the right leg forwards. Keep lower back connected to the floor. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, bring elbows to right knee, straighten the left leg. Then squeeze the glutes again, so buttocks feel active. Pull the lower belly down. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, bring elbows to left knee, straighten the right leg, squeeze the glutes, pull lower belly down. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, elbows to right knee, straighten the left leg, squeeze the glutes, pull belly down, and then lift the points of your right elbow higher so you're not leaning into that shoulder blade. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, elbows to left knee, straighten right leg, glutes active, belly down, and then lift the left elbow so you're not leaning into that shoulder blade. Inhale, come back to the center, and exhale, bring the head and the feet to the floor. Hopefully we're feeling a little bit switched on in the abdominals. I'll leave it at that for today. We'll warm you up through the week slowly. So bring the hands back to the sides of the body. We're coming into a bridge pose. So again, just get the feet nice and rooted, hips distance apart, and lower back stays connected to the floor. Take a big breath into your belly and side ribs. As you exhale, the belly pulls down, so you lift the tailbone up and peel the spine away from the ground, just floating the hips up. Okay, staying where you are, take a big breath in. Then as you exhale, press the feet into the ground, so toes feel completely connected. Push the feet into the mat so you feel your head slide back another inch. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone a little bit further so you feel your sit bones reach towards the hamstrings, or the tailbone reach towards the fold of your knees. The front of the hips feel nice and open. Stay where you are, take another breath in. As you exhale, just see if you can soften anything away from your jaw or your forehead. Staying where you are, take another couple of breaths. Feel that full intra-abdominal pressure from the breath. Breathing right down into the lower belly, side ribs, and back ribs. On your next inhale, reach the hands towards the ceiling. Keep the palms facing each other like you're holding a football between your palms. And as you exhale, reach that football back behind you. So the tip of your thumbs might find the ground. Keep the palms facing each other. Take another big breath in. As you exhale, keep reaching the hands back behind you, but start to roll your spine back into the floor, bringing your pelvis closer to your feet as you roll into the ground. So you bring this traction running through the sides of the ribs again, lengthening the torso. When you're fully grounded, bring the arms back down to the sides of the body. We're going to take exactly the same once again. So take a big breath in. As you exhale, the belly pulls down, so you scoop the tailbone off the floor and let the rest of the spine peel away. When your hips are floating, take a big breath in. Exhale, press into the feet, let your head slide back. Back of the neck lengthens. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone, so the front of the hips open. Sit bones reach towards your hamstrings. So think your butt cheek reaching towards your thigh, if that's as simple as it. Take another couple of breaths, really try and open the breath out as much as you can into the torso. Feel the strength of your glutes and your hamstrings switched on. Just check that your knees haven't opened out to the side, so keep the big toes rooted to the floor, like you're holding a football between your knees as well. Inhale, lift the hands up, take the football between your hands. Don't know why I've got football in my head, but we're going with that today. Exhale, reaches the hands back behind you. Take a big full breath in. As you exhale, keep reaching the football back behind you as you roll your spine to the ground. Make sure your tailbone is the very last point to touch the mat. So you keep that control all the way through. When you are fully grounded, bring the knees into your chest and just hug the hands around the shins. Take a little rock side to side. So we're just stretching into the legs really briefly. So we're going to start with the right leg. So just let your left foot rest to the floor. Right heel reaches to the ceiling and hands around the back of that thigh. So just drawing the leg towards you until you start to feel a little bit of lengthening through the hamstring. You can give the ankle a little roll around in the air too. Your toes, bit of circulation. Change in direction. So this left leg on the floor can either stay bent, particularly again if you have any lower back stuff going on. Otherwise, lengthen that leg away if it feels good to you. Take a couple of those full big breaths again. Or make sure you're breathing in some capacity. Okay, so we're just going to draw this leg slightly over towards the left side. So going almost diagonally towards your left shoulder. So just go to the point before your right side of your bum wants to lift off the ground. So we want to keep right side of the bum on the mat. So it's just a slight shift of that leg going across. When it feels into the point where it makes your eyebrows wince a little bit, it feels fairly disgusting, you're in the right place. So find that point. If it's feeling too easy and just quite nice, it's maybe not in the right place. So you want to feel this almost around the outer side of the thigh, maybe around the hip. Should feel pretty spicy. Take another breath. And then bring the leg back to the center. Okay, bend both knees back in towards your chest and we'll just take that to the other side. So place the right foot to the floor, left leg lifts up, and take the hands around the back of the thigh. So again, right leg can stay bent or lengthen it away, wherever you find that nice Easy stretch, take a little roll of the ankle, and click some cracks out of the foot. And then keeping it lightly flexed, just take a couple of big full breaths. Notice if your shoulders or your neck can maybe just relax, if that tension started to creep back into jawline or forehead. And then we bring that leg over to that slight diagonal. So think ankle drawing towards your right shoulder. Keep the left side of your bum on the ground. So just come to the point before that lifts up. Big breath. And then bring that back to the center. Okay, take a bend in both knees, tuck that into your chest, take a little rock side to side. Okay, either rolling yourself to one side or take a gentle rock through to seated, we can. I'm just gonna have a check at the screen, just check we're still recording. So just stay where you are as you're coming up. Perfect. So we're gonna come into dolphin pose. So come over into all fours. Actually, just come to all fours first. So take a couple of cat cows, get the back moving a little bit. So fingers spread nice and wide into the ground. Okay, just make sure the shoulders feel a little bit broad. So you're pushing far away slightly, so we're not slumping into shoulders. So then as you inhale, tip your tailbone up towards the ceiling, like you're trying to back bend with the chest and the chin up. As you exhale, because the belly pulls in, the tailbone will tuck and you round through, so chin will tuck towards your chest. Inhale as you lift the tailbone and the chest up. Belly expand to that breath, so let the belly just completely hang to the floor. As you exhale, pull the belly in so it rounds your spine to push up towards the ceiling. Inhale again, tailbone lifts, let that roll through to lift the head. Exhale, pull belly in, tuck the tailbone, let it round through to tuck the chin. Okay, just holding in this cat stretch and just rounding of your back, and just let the ribs kind of wriggle side to side. Take a few little circles going on there, whatever feels good, just to move into your back, whoever is kind of asking you to move. Okay, and then from here we come into dolphin. So lower your elbows towards the floor underneath your shoulders. So ideally your fingers can wrap around to hold onto the upper arm, so I'm spin the palms back out, spread the fingers open. Tuck the toes, find that rounding of your back again that we just had. So the gaze will be almost towards your knees. Take a huge breath in here. As you exhale, push into the elbows and the toes so your knees float up and the hips lift. We can keep a bend in the knees, which is completely fine. We can start to lengthen them up if we have a little bit more mobility through the hamstrings, wherever feels good to be. Let your head completely relax. Gaze is towards your toes if the neck is heavy. See if while you're upside down, you can still feel that IAP full breath, moving into lower belly, side ribs, and back ribs. Take another breath in, and as you exhale, slowly bring the knees down to the floor. You'll bring in a bit of shoulder stability. So again, if you were in classes this past week or so, you would have done this rotation. So your right palm is going to turn to face up to the ceiling. Your left hand is just going to hold onto the forearm near the wrist, okay? So this left hand does the job of keeping the forearm where it is. Okay, when you come up, this right palm is going to want to turn inwards. The job of the left hand is to stop it from doing so. So keep hold of that right forearm. Again, open through your back, take a huge breath in. As you exhale, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. The head is coming through this loop of your arms, so the head completely hang heavy. Try and keep the fingernails of your outstretched palm on the mat. Take a big breath. The last big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly bring the knees back down to the floor. Good, switching sides. So the left palm opens out to face the ceiling, fingernails stay on the mat. The job of the right hand is to stop it from rotating. So a good little bit of pressure going into that forearm. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, lift the hips up, knees float. Let the head relax. Breathe as though it feels nice and easy. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, slowly bring the knees back to the ground. Good, releasing. So this time, both palms face up to the ceiling. Okay, if we have any shoulder or neck pinchy or injuries going on, then keep palms facing each other. On this side, we'll feel a little bit kind of halfway compromise. Otherwise, palms face up, the elbows stay underneath your shoulders. Try and keep the fingernails to the ground. Open through the shoulders, take a big breath in. As you exhale, lift the hips and the knees up. And the neck relax, keep pushing the ground away from you, so you're lifting yourself up as high as you can away from the floor. Make sure you're breathing fully, deeply and slowly. It's funny what you see when you're upside down. I'm looking underneath my sofa now and realizing that later on I need to hover under my sofas. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, slowly bring the knees back to the floor. Good. Come into a kneeling position so the weight comes off your shoulders. Wow, that is strong in shoulders. Take a little roll out. Give the head a little roll side to side if you need to. You can give your shoulders a little squeeze if that was feeling a little bit hot in there. Well done. So from here, we're coming into a full downward dog. So nice and long through the shoulders. Keep that feeling of wrapping the shoulder blades around your ribcage. We may do turbo dog today after those dolphin poses, but we will do turbo dog at some stage this week. So tuck the toes, lift the hips up. So in this first downward dog, make sure the palms stay nice and open and keep a bend in the knees so that we can tip the tailbone and the sit bones further to the ceiling. Better that your back feels nice and long, then we have straight legs and a rounded back. So squat into the legs and reach the tailbone up. Give the feet a paddle, stretching through the back of the legs, work through the toes. And then start to turn that paddling into walking the feet towards your hands. You find a forward fold, the hands float off whenever they need to. Feet staying hips distance, keep a bend in the knees for now. Take hold of alternate elbows and then use your hands to pull the elbows closer to the floor so you feel that stretch shift through the back of the ribs. Again, let your head completely relax. Take a little sway side to side, so let the body feel like it's dangling over the legs. Use the weight of your skull when it's completely loose to stretch your spine a little bit longer. Staying where you are, just let the arms down to the ground. Take a full breath in. Then use your exhale to pull the belly in towards the spine and start to roll up. Keep the arms heavy and the chin tucking in until you get all the way to standing. You're rolling all the way up. When you're at the top, just place the head on top of the spine. Good. Roll the shoulders down your back once or twice, so we're still together. Good. Come to the top of your mat. So take a few sun salutations. So your either feet, hips distance, or big toes touching. Okay, stretch the toes open as wide as you can into the mat. Just bring the hands to the heart center. So use your thumbs on the sternum, your kind of breastbone, to lift the chest up as you take a big breath in. As you exhale, draw the lower belly into the spine. Think tailbone dropping down. So we're not tucking tailbone, we're just lengthening the lower back. Again, take a breath in. Use the thumbs to lift the breastbone. Breathe wide into the ribs. As you exhale, draw lower belly in and up. Connecting with Mula Bandha, for those of you that makes sense to. Don't worry if it doesn't. So on your next inhale, reach the hands towards the ceiling. As you exhale, either arms come through the center or nice and wide, whichever you prefer, friendly fold. Inhale, bring the hands to the shins, reach the breastbone forwards, take a halfway lift. Exhale, soften over the legs and set the right leg back behind you, placing the knee down to the floor. As you inhale, lift the hands up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, place the hands back down to the floor and step back into plank position. Take a full breath in plank. As you exhale, bring the knees to the mat and then the body to the ground and the elbows hug into the ribs. Inhale, taking a cobra with arms slightly wider and forward, so your arms are in almost a cactus position, lifting the chest up. We're taking a couple of cobras in this first round. So as you exhale, have a sense of pulling the floor towards you, so your chest reaches forwards and back into the ground. So take that cobra again. So as you inhale, press into the hands, the chest lifts. Maybe the elbows float away from the ground as you lengthen. As you exhale, pull the floor towards you so your chest reaches forwards and down. Then bring the hands under the shoulders, elbows hug in, take a full breath in. As you exhale, push through your hands through all fours, tuck the toes and come into your full downward facing dog. Maybe legs start to lengthen up a little bit longer. Pausing in your downward dog, keep the neck relaxed. Take 2 full breaths. Inhale for 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Yes, the breaths are that slow. Take an inhale as you lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, step the foot through to between the hands. Bring the shoulders forwards to help you step through. Place the back knee to the ground and take another big breath in as the arms lift up, just for 1 breath. Exhale brings you to forward fold, so hands to the floor and step the back foot up. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, soften over the legs. Left leg steps back behind you, place the knee down to the floor. 1 breath to lift the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, step back into plank position, pausing there. Take a full breath in. Exhale again, half chaturanga on this first one, so knees, chest and chin come to the ground. Keep the hands under the shoulders for this cobra, so lifting chest, maybe ribs lift up as well. As you exhale, press through the hands, through all fours and back into downward dog. 2 long, slow breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Lift the right leg high, take a big breath in. As you exhale, bring the knee towards your chest, step the foot through to between the hands, back knee to the floor. Inhale, 1 breath to lift the arms up. Exhale brings you to forward fold at the top of the mat. Halfway lift again as you inhale. Exhale, soften over the legs. Inhale as you rise, coming all the way up with a grounded spine. Lift the hands towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bring the thumbs through the crown and to the heart center. As you inhale, use the thumbs to lift the breastbone up. And as you exhale, just draw the lower belly in. We'll take a second round exactly the same. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, any way you like, find forward fold, squeezing in towards your legs. Inhale, reach the chest forwards. Exhale, step or jump back into your plank position. Oh, that wasn't exactly the same. Take a breath in. As you exhale, lower through half or full chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest to cobra or upward facing dog. Shoulders stay down. Exhale, come back into your downward dog. We'll inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Place the back knee to the floor. 1 breath to lift the arms up. Exhale, come into a forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Other side, so fold into the legs and step or jump back to plank position. Take a breath in. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. So full chaturanga just to your hover. Inhale, do cobra again or your upward facing dog. This is whichever you choose. Exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Then we inhale to lift the right leg high. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Place the back knee down to the floor. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale to a forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, soften into the legs. Inhale as you rise, coming all the way up, arms lifting. Exhale, bring the hands through the crown to the heart center. Inhale, thumbs to the breastbone to lift the chest. And exhale, pull lower belly in. Good. Another round of sun salutations. Maybe it'll be the same, maybe it'll be different. Who knows what's going to happen here? Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale to forward fold. Palms to the floor if we can as you take your halfway lift, reach the chest forwards. On 1 exhale, step all the way back to plank position, step or jump, sorry. Take a breath in. Exhale to chaturanga, half or full. Inhale to cobra, where hips are on the floor, or upward dog, hips lifting. Exhale takes you back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Place the back knee to the ground. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, hands to the mat, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Palms to the ground, step or jump, plank position. Inhale. Exhale, half or full chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up, inhale. Exhale, step through to between the hands, back knee to the floor. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale to fold into the legs. Inhale as you rise, take the hands up. Exhale, thumbs through the crown and to the heart center. Take an inhale as you lift the chest. Exhale, draw lower belly in. So working with more of a sun salutation V, for those that are familiar with that. We'll start with a chair pose as you inhale. Make sure the big toes are touching. Inhale, lift the arms up as the hips squat down. Pausing here for a few breaths on this first one. So make sure the big toes are touching and the knees are pressing in towards each other. And tailbone is dropping back. Avoid the feeling of back bending into it. So tailbone drops down. Think about that lower belly pulling in to help you. Soft bend in the elbows so the neck stay relaxed and the shoulders stay wide. Feel that full breath coming into lower belly, side ribs and back ribs. So you can sit a little bit lower into it without the chest collapsing forwards to keep the chest upright. Take a last big breath in. As you exhale, find a forward fold into the legs. Halfway lift as you inhale. On one long breath out, come all the way to your chaturanga. So this first one, I'm going to step back. You're breathing out, 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 you're breathing out. Inhale, then lift the chest to cobra or up dog. And exhale, brings you back to your downward facing dog. Take an inhale as you lift the right foot high. And as you exhale, step it through to between the hands. Turn the back foot on a diagonal line, coming into warrior one. So hips and shoulders face front. Take a big breath as you lift the arms. Exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Step back into plank and lower through your chaturanga. Again, half or full. Inhale, cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up, take a breath in. Exhale, step through to between the hands, back foot turns on a diagonal line so you come into warrior one, hips and shoulders face front. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, chaturanga, half or full. Inhale, lift the chest up. And exhale, back into downward facing dog. Stay where you are, take 2 breaths. Breathe through the nose or sigh out through the mouth if that feels good. Particularly if you're on your own or in a room, make as much noise as you want to. Bring the gaze to your hands, bend the knees, step, walk or float the feet up to your hands. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, squeeze into the legs, make sure the big toes are touching. Come back into your chair pose as you take a big breath in. This time as you exhale, keep the legs in the chair, but interlace the hands together behind your back. Draw the knuckles towards the back of the mat so the shoulder blades squeeze together and the chest opens. Keep the neck hanging heavy so we're not straining into the throat, so the head just stays nice and soft. Keep the shoulder blades squeezing so the chest space feels open and those legs are working. So squat lower into it. Soften into your breath. Notice if you're trying to fight with your breath or fight with the pressure of it, soften into the body a little bit so you can breathe fully. On your exhale, keep the interlace of the hands, but fold into your thighs. So keep a nice deep squat through the legs, but think about the knuckles reaching towards the ceiling, so the shoulders lift as the back of the neck then lengthens. So let the head hang heavy. From here, if you want to, start straightening the legs up, so you can bring in more of a hamstring release and a shoulder release. Think about the forehead tucking in towards your shins. Again, find softness through it where you can. Take another full round of breath. Keep the body in the fold, just gently release the arms. Run the fingers down the back of the hamstrings, just through this central sort of nerve line, going through the back of the legs and into the back of the heels. Halfway lift as you next inhale. As you exhale, step or jump all the way through to your chaturanga. So in this first one, I'll step it back. Breathing out, breathing out, breathing out, all the way through it. So we lengthen the breath as well. Inhale to lift the chest, and exhale back into downward dog. Right leg lifts up, take a breath in. As you exhale, step through to between the hands, turn the back foot to come into warrior one again, exactly the same as we did. This time we're bringing that interlace of the fingers to it again, as we just did in the fold. So link the fingers together. If you can this time, try and link them one finger differently, so it feels like a weird way to link your fingers, just changing habits. As you inhale, draw the shoulders together so the chest opens. Just heel toe your front foot open a little nudge wider. And then as you exhale, bring the body forwards and down to the inside of this front thigh, so humble warrior. Your humble warrior may look like it's here, so head is drawn towards the knee, which is fine. Otherwise, those three that are a bit more open in the hips and shoulders, we want the forehead to be coming towards inner ankle. So bring the head all the way down like you're trying to smell your feet. Just because you're locked in your house all the time doesn't mean you shouldn't shower. Wash your feet if this is reminding you to do so. Deepen into your breath. Find that full IAP feeding through your breath still. Keep the body low. Just release the hands down to the floor, either side of your front foot. As you exhale from here, take your chaturanga. So sweep the front foot back and lower the chest down. Inhale to lift the chest up. And as you exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, step through to between the hands, coming into warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Arms lift as you inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands to interlace, either the normal way or the weird way, you decide. Draw the shoulder blades together as the chest opens. Take a big breath in. Heel toe that front foot open a little bit wider. And then as you next exhale, bring the chest forwards and down to your humble warrior. Whether that's just looking down at your foot or you come all the way down to sniff it. Check if it's fresh. Lift the shoulders up a little bit higher if you can. Lengthen or soften through the back of your neck. Notice if your jaw is clenching or your forehead is tense. Soften into it. Find the sweetness into this strong pose. Really strong breath. As you exhale, stay in the fold, but release the hands either side of front foot. Step back and take your chaturanga as you lower. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. 2 full breaths here. Two. Bring the gaze to your hands, bend the knees. You can step, walk, shuffle, or jump the feet up to your hands. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, soften over the legs. Come back into your chair pose, big toes are touching, take a breath in. And as you exhale, come to standing, thumbs into the heart center. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, draw the lower belly in. Good, just take a moment to breathe or to have a sip of water, anything you need to. And come into a little standing flow. How are we doing on time? Perfect. So take the toes just about hips distance apart. Stretch the toes open into the mat. Okay, you're going to bring your right knee in towards your chest. Okay, I realise I'm wearing dark legs against a dark background, so hopefully you've been able to see. So right knee comes in towards your chest. Just interlace the hands around this shin. Okay, and then scoop the knee up into your body. Roll the shoulders down your back so chest feels nice and broad and open. Hug the knee in. Draw the lower belly in towards the spine. And so you can keep the knee where it is, but take the hands away. Fix your drishti, your gaze on something really steady. Make sure you can still breathe. As you exhale, take this foot to float back through warrior 3. So you're going to reach the leg back and spine comes parallel to the floor. Wobbling is allowed. Slowly bend into the supporting leg and take the foot down to the back of the mat. We're coming into warrior 2. So toes are going to open out and your arms spin open. So ideally the front heel is in line with the arch of your back foot here. So adjust that if you need to. Left knee is facing directly forwards. Palms facing the floor. Okay, just roll the shoulders down your back. And then turn your palms up to face the ceiling. And notice if that brings a little bit more space around your chest. Take the gaze into your left palm. Reach the right arm further away behind you. You might feel that little stretch come through the sideline of the neck into the shoulder. Bring the right palm then down onto your right leg. Left hand lifts up to the ceiling. And like the side stretch we started the practice with, reach that all the way over towards the wall behind you. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, reach that left knee further away from your torso. So you're trying to create more distance between your lower rib and the hip bone of your left side. Really lengthen the space around the torso. Notice if your neck has started to switch on. So just change maybe where your head position is until your neck feels a little bit more softer. Soft, whichever the word is. As you inhale, come back through your warrior 2. As you exhale, bring the left forearm to the thigh underneath you and use the forearm to keep the thigh nudging back. Your right hand is going to lift overhead. So again, we find this long extension line through the top side of your torso now. So the right ribs are open. So just be aware here, it's quite tempting to almost feel a bit of a back bend into it. Try and pull the lower belly in and slightly tuck the tailbone and feel the space come a little bit further around your lower back. Choose where your gaze is so your neck feels soft. From here, we bring in the same chest release and neck release that we did at the start. So to start with, lift this top hand up to the ceiling and then just let it hang back behind you a little bit further so you feel the top side of your chest open. Turn the gaze down towards the floor. Stretch the right fingers open as wide as you can. So the bones of the hand is open. And breathe into that space around your chest. On your next inhale, bring the fingers to reach back up to the ceiling, so shoulder is in line. Then we bring in neck release, so turn the palm towards the back of your mat and then reach it away from you. So imagine someone has hold of that right wrist and is pulling the wrist away from the shoulder. Keep the head really hanging heavy, like the head has fallen asleep. And again, you want that softness in the jaw again here. Try and ignore that strong feeling through the legs. If it's burning into you a little bit, deepen your breath. And sigh through the mouth. The exhales can really release a lot of tension from the body. On your next exhale, bring the hands to frame the front foot. Come into a lunge. Then rock the weight backwards and spring the back foot to the top of the mat, find a forward fold. Ooh, give the legs a little shake out on that left side if you need to. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, squeeze into your legs, so that stretch around the back of them. Maybe hug into your calf muscles to give yourself a little deeper squeeze. And slowly start to roll up through the spine. Take the time to come up, a little bend in the knees, and roll the shoulders down your back. We have the other side to do. Hurrah! So I'm going to turn to stay this side, so I can stay facing you. Left knee is going to come in towards your chest, and the hands interlace around your shin. Scoop the knee up, roll the shoulders down your back, find space, and hike through your body. Keep the knee where it is, just bring the hands to the heart center. Find your balance, find your gaze spots, find a breath. As you exhale, we come through warrior 3, you're floating, standing warrior. So reach the toes back behind you and keep the spine parallel to the line of the floor. You come into warrior 2, so squat into the supporting leg and then place the back foot down. Opening the arms out, your palms start facing the floor while you just check the alignment that your heel of the right foot is in line with the arch of the back foot, like you're standing on a tightrope. Then turn the palms forwards and open to the ceiling and open more space around the chest. Take the gaze into the right palm and then reach your left hand further away from you. So you might feel that nerve that lengthens from your neck into your index finger will be lengthening here. So sometimes that side of my neck always gets a bit tight. I can definitely feel that nerve run through to my finger. Take this left hand then down to your back leg, and the right hand lifts up and reaches overhead. So we open out the right side of your ribs, so we feel this side of the ribcage move as you breathe. As you exhale, reach further away through that right kneecap, and just think about that tailbone drawing down, not necessarily tucking yet, but just drawing it down. Keep the feeling of back bend out to it for those of you that are really mobile in your back. As you inhale, come back through the center, through that warrior 2. Bring the right forearm to your front thigh. Use this forearm to keep that thigh nudging back so it doesn't start to collapse in. And then the left hand lifts up and reaches over, so bicep comes towards the ear. Keep the shoulder then plugging into your back rather than hunching around the ear. From here, then you think slightly tucking tailbone, just take out that feeling of back bending, which is going to compress into the underneath hip. So by tucking the tailbone, you create some space between the torso and your thigh and between those lower vertebrae. Find the breath, make sure you're fully, deeply breathing. And we bring in chest release. So lift the left hand up to face the ceiling and then let the arm hang back behind you. Let the head turn to face your underneath big toe. So again, we're opening through that side line of the chest and the neck. And then we bring in neck release. So as you inhale, lift the hand back up first, so the shoulder and arm come back into line. Then turn the palm to face the left side of the room and reach the fingers away from you, so palm is facing the floor. Imagine someone has hold of that left wrist and is pulling it away from your shoulder. Create as much length as you can between your shoulder and your left ear. Again, you can alter where your arm or your head is until you kind of feel that run through the sideline of your neck. Deepen into the breath if it's feeling pretty heated in your thigh, then big exhale through the mouth, let it go. A lion's breath if that's in your practice. Obviously, in coronavirus times, make sure you Dettol anything that you breathe onto. On your following exhale, bring the hands either side of your front foot. Good job. Rock the weight backwards and swing the back foot to the top of the mat. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, find that squeeze into your legs again. So maybe holding on to elbows, maybe let the arms dangle, hold on to the back of the calves, whatever you prefer. Just finding the depth of your fold. Take the hands to the floor and just walk the feet back into your downward facing dog. Take a big step back. Come onto the tiptoes, take a big breath in. As you exhale, sigh through the mouth and squeeze the heels down. Again, inhale, come onto your tiptoes. As you exhale, squeeze the heels down. Bring the knees to the mat, come into a child's pose. So take the knees just slightly wider than your torso, big toes touch and fold the hips towards your heels. Keep your arms reaching out in front of you. So to start with, you use the hands to push your hips back into the heels. Push the floor away from you. Feel that lengthening come around the lower back. Then it's the same pose, you just change the sensation of it, so your arms have a feeling of lengthening away from the torso, so you lengthen through the side ribs. So allow the forehead to rest into the ground. Slow down your breath. Connect back into that full IAP, intra-abdominal pressure of your breath. Just slowly roll yourself up through a kneeling position just briefly. Just drop the hips over to one side of your feet and sweep the legs around in front of you. You come onto your back with your knees hugging in towards your chest. Just take a little rock side to side, so like you've just flipped your child's pose on its back. And then take the feet to the floor. Give the knees a gentle rock from side to side here. So we're going to just bring a little quad stretch to stretch out your thighs after all that strong warrior two holding. So keeping your feet as wide as your mat, bring the feet nice and close in towards your body. Drop both knees from there over towards the right. Just let them kind of fall wherever they want to fall to. So your left hand is then going to grab hold of this left ankle and tuck it around behind you a little bit further. So the heel is almost against your bum cheek. Then reach your left knee forwards and down towards the floor. So you should be feeling a long stretch around this thigh, front of the hip. If this is pinching into your knee at all, then tuck the heel either closer towards your body. If it's still pinching, then just forget this one. We don't want to put pressure into the knees if they're not happy with this. So take another big breath in. Hold that inhale in your body. At the same time, reach your left knee further forwards. Then as you exhale, then slightly tucking the tailbone as though you're trying to bring your lower back to the floor. So just repeat that again. Take a big breath in. Hold the inhale and reach left knee further away from you. As you exhale, think tucking the tailbone or bringing lower back closer to the floor. Stay where you are, take another soft breath. Bring the knees through the center, take your time. You can give that left knee a stretch out if it needs to. Then reset the feet so they're as wide as your mat and close into your body. Drop both knees over to the left side of your mat. Just let them flop wherever they want to come to. Your right hand this time is going to grab the right ankle and tuck the foot around behind you as far as it feels good to go. So again, you almost want the heel fairly close, not necessarily touching, but in towards your right buttock. Should already be feeling that. I know I certainly do around your right quads, the top of this right thigh into the hip. So take a big breath in. Hold the inhale, reach right knee forwards. Then exhale, think tucking tailbone or bringing lower back closer to the floor. Again, take a full breath in. Holding the breath, reach the knee forwards. Then as you exhale, slightly tuck the tailbone, flatten the back towards the floor. Take a softer breath where you are. Let go any gripping of your jaw, forehead, or shoulders. And take your time to release the legs. Give that knee a stretch out if you need to. Take any last little wriggles or anything that you need to take, and then just flatten yourself into the mat. Those of you with some lower back stuff going on, if it feels more comfortable to keep your feet on the floor, just let your knees drop in to rest on each other so you're not having to hold them. If this feels like a more comfortable option for you to take today anyway, then just take the legs wherever they feel good to be. So just try and nudge your shoulder blades further down your back so you can create a little bit more spread around your chest space. Palms are facing either up to the ceiling, so again that's going to help the shoulders feel open, or you can keep the hands connected onto lower belly if you just want to stay with that feeling of your breath being connected into your hands. Try and find that full IAP breath again, where you are. I'm just going to be seated to talk to you. As you're breathing, just let the breath become a little bit more effortless. If you're still staying with that stronger ujjayi feeling to your breath, just let that soften away so your breath feels a little bit more effortless now. If you're still noticing tension around your jaw or your face, just give your mouth a big stretch out. Just open it wide a couple of times, get your tongue have a stretch out, and then just let your cheeks feel nice and floppy. Just enjoying the sense of the ground underneath you. And just really give yourself the permission to just enjoy the stillness of it. Give yourself the permission to just let yourself be held by the ground underneath you. Giving yourself these really important, precious times of stillness and of rest for your body and of your mind. It will be so important to recharge and revitalize our whole system. Finding that slower pace of your breath. When you honor your breath with the exhalation being slightly longer than your inhale, just start to find that first before I explain further. Just allow your exhalation to be longer than your inhale. So breathing this way, when you're connecting the breath into that full IAP connection, can within literally 30 seconds to a minute, quite literally change the biological state of your body. The blood pressure starts to reduce very rapidly. The nervous system connects back into, as I mentioned earlier, the parasympathetic side of your nervous system rather than the sympathetic side. So parasympathetic side is your rest and digest side. The sympathetic side is your fight or flight. So really, really important to bring that balance back into it. The nervous system connects into your immunity. So really important to take care of this. So on or off your mat, just find a few moments through your day, if you can, just where you notice the belly moving with your breath, get that sense of grounding and connection to it. Just allow your exhalation to be that little bit longer than your inhale. When you're ready, just bring the knees in towards your chest, just hugging them in towards you. Take your time. Take a little rock side to side. And then you can either roll yourself over to one side first, or just take a gentle rock through to seated. Just come to find any comfortable seated posture that you feel comfortable to be in. So bring the hands either to rest your knees or to your heart center. Just keeping the eyes closed, or to the floor, or to the screen if you just want to stare at my face. Okay, so I just invite you to close your practice. Just bring to mind one thing, whatever first comes into your head, just one thing that you can feel grateful for today. Bring to mind one thing that you like about yourself today. And just recognize one way how getting to a yoga mat has in some ways served you today. In some way that you've gained or released or shifted. Then close that sense of gratitude, self-compassion and achievements to your heart center by just closing the palms of the heart space. Again, use your thumbs to the breastbone to lift the chest. Hold that sense of pride through the body and lift through the spine. Take another big breath in. And as you exhale, bow your head to your hands. Namaste. Thank you guys. Well done. Do let me know your feedback. Take good care of yourselves. I send you loads and loads and loads of love.